Anyway, while mining my gold, I was attacked by a wraith, and then another wraith, until I was knocked from my ledge and mercilessly killed by the wraiths. Like them, it has a charge-up attack, which also means it can be cheesed as easily by not entering its pen and shooting it. Yeah, this is probably the easiest fight. And went right back to knocking the fireballs back at him. Until the final one landed and the Hydra was dead. Took this guy a minute to die, guess that's what happens when you have so many heads. Today we take the second path into the Dark Forest. A large, densely wooded area hiding many beasts and creatures. Beneath the woodland floor lies the lost but not forgotten Stronghold. The original inhabitants are long gone but have instead been replaced by goblins and kobolds. We fight our way through the corridors. We arrive at a tomb, still haunted by those who remember what this stronghold was for. Good evening, mortals. My name is Jay, and welcome to my studio. Before we get to tormenting the already dead, we should do some home improvements. I built this house back in episode 2, and it's still a little empty. I went in the creative world and designed a cute interior. I then abandoned this plan because I built the staircases differently in this house than I did in the original, and then completely forgot about this, so my new plan was kind of useless. Regardless, we turned this empty room into a slightly less empty kitchen and living room, while we turned this dirt into a state-of-the-art enchanting room. Yeah, it kind of occurred to me that I had nowhere to put an enchanting table, and the middle of the room was not an option, so I had to dig a basement for it. Also, do you like my tables? I'm very proud of them. I used the railings added by the Twilight Forest to make the legs, and then I used trapdoors for the tabletop. I think they turned out very cute. These took like all my brain power, so the rest of the room is quite simple. Sort of a rehash of this basic kitchen design I've been enjoying, but I enjoy it because it works so well. It also leads to me having enough space for a little doggy corner. He has his whittle doggy bone and a whittle doggy bed. I think this dog has a better bedroom than me. Which isn't hard, I don't really need a bedroom when it's perpetually twilight and I can't even sleep. The Dark Forest where the Goblin Stronghold is located is, dark? This makes the Stronghold easy to miss. To try and prevent this, I chased down one of the crows outside my house. Well, I tried to make this easy, he certainly didn't, but his struggle was in vain and I still got him in the end. Bastard didn't drop his feather though. It's fine, his friend saw the futility in his struggle and quickly gave me his feather. Combined with the glowstone and the torchberry, these feathers can be turned into a magic map focus. When used to write on the map, they will mark the locations of structures. This is a magic map. However, it works kinda weirdly. Despite using it outside the forest, it made the forest the edge. I don't know, I guess I'm just lucky there was a stronghold near the edge. I think I'm going to fill out the rest of the map and hang it up somewhere. Thankfully, the Hydra fight didn't drain many of my resources, so I can skip the part of the video where I have to go resupply some important resource like I have done in the past episodes. No, this time I'm actually prepared so we can suit up and head for the Dark Forest. I skipped the horse this time as there's nowhere safe to put him. The Goblin Stronghold is a unique location, as to enter you need to place one of the previous trophy heads onto this pedestal to open the entrance to the dungeon. I also forgot to bring the head initially. Professional gamer me, but once it was open I entered via an elegant dirt staircase. This place was probably harder than the labyrinth, as the labyrinth is fairly simple with only 2 floors and the fact that the ministry room was always on the 2nd floor. The knights are not so courteous, as their room can spawn anywhere across multiple floors. At least their chests aren't trapped and I can't blow myself up again. Don't worry, I tried. Although some of the chests are hidden behind staircases and little box things. Also the bugs are back. Yippee! But look, my armor did set him on fire. And these little goblin guys, aren't they so cute with their big mace? Oops, he's dead. I got an infinity and unbreaking bow, which is a lucky find. I guess all those chickens died for nothing. The dungeon also provided me with a free anvil that I got very excited about, completely forgetting that I already have one at home. So now I have 2 at home. After several minutes of walking into dead ends, so many dead ends, I finally found the entrance to the Phantom Knight's tomb. Like the ministry room, I kinda cheesed this one by standing outside the room and shooting. However, it wasn't as effective this time. These guys take turns manifesting and charging up to deliver their attack. The attack changes based on what they're holding. I was struck with a sword, but they can also throw axes at you or scatter hose. While they have one big boss bar, they are separate entities that have to be killed once at a time. Thankfully, not spawning more this time. I say while side-eyeing the Hydra. So I kept shooting till I killed all 6 of them and can claim my newest trophy and some rather nice armor. You can tell we're getting serious when the game starts giving you such strong armor and weapons. This is probably the most substantial upgrade we've gotten this far. While in the grave-robbing mood, I destroyed the tombs hoping for another chest, but there wasn't. So I've probably been cursed for nothing if I wasn't already cursed already. Also, while leaving, I realised that this could have been done so much quicker if I just went down the other corridor. The tomb was like right next to the entrance. I didn't have to spend so much time walking around. But I reclaimed my head and bunny hopped my way home. The things I do without my horse. Also, deer are really loud for some reason. Nothing else is this loud, it's just the deer. But despite this distraction, I got the trophy home back safe, and we can tick another enemy off the list. To celebrate my victory, I combined my bows together to make an even more powerful bow, and slaughtered some chickens. I don't really need so many now that I have infinity. I also separated them from my cows, which I do still need. With my farmyard successfully rearranged, we can head back to the Dark Forest. Instead of fighting the Mist Wolves, Druids, and other base game mob, I opted to traverse the treetops and take the coward's way to the Dark Forest Center. In the center of the center is the Dark Tower, and before we go inside, I'd like to take a moment to appreciate how cool this looks. All the dungeons in this mod look really cool in their own ways, but this one is just so imposing. Like all the dungeons, I enter through another elegant dirt staircase onto a balcony and into the tower. So this tower is big, like really big, the largest structure by far. What takes up the bulk of this tower are the large rooms filled with strange contraptions. If you pull the lever, they generate a bridge. You use these bridges to cross the platforms, gradually making your way up to the top. Sounds simple, right? Wrong, they are incredibly finicky and require parkouring across the lights and hitting the lever at just the right angle to get where you want. Why don't you just build up, you ask? You can't, the tower blocks you from building in certain places, so you have to use the bridges. Unlike previous dungeons where you just have to find the boss and get out, to make it up the tower you have to explore almost every nook and cranny, in order to find 4 tower keys that will allow you to progress to the next floor. Due to whatever happened at this tower, the ground and walls are a little uneven in places. While climbing the tower, be sure to watch out for the ghasts outside that will shoot you through the holes. And the spiders, creepers, etc. A lot of things want you dead here. But the loot is pretty nice. Did somebody say diamond backpack? The room with the first locked door had these weird water columns that quickly filled with squid. Since this is hardly a habitable environment for most aquatic life, they died pretty quickly, leaving ink sacs on the ground. It wasn't until I got home that I realised how many ink sacs I had. Quite the impressive kill count. Upon finding 4 of the tower keys, you place them into their spots on the door and open it up. The doors in this place are really cool, and using the boss drops you can build your own. Opening this door allows you to climb even higher into another one of these parkour contraption rooms. Many chests and another locked door later, I finally got to the final contraption room. Much to my embarrassment, I fell a few times trying to beat this room, but I made it to the top in what will never be called record time. After a quick IRL tea break, my game crashed. I believe they call this foreshadowing in the business, as this was the hardest fight so far. At the top of the tower waits the ur-ghast, an incredibly large ghast. Who knows what purpose it was created for? But what I do know is that it barely fits on the crafting menu UI. On the 4 sides of the tower are these things called ghast traps. You are meant to kill the ghaslings that spawn around it and then use the charged trap to damage the ur-ghast. The ghast traps are powered by redstone and a pressure plate. However, the pressure plates got blown up almost immediately, so I couldn't trigger the traps. So I took a quick break home to grab some more of my own, not realising how quickly I would be back home again. I only remembered the last part of how the traps worked and got very frustrated on why the traps weren't charging. This unfortunately led to my second death. While trying to charge and dispense the traps, you must dodge the fireballs launched by the ur-ghast and the ghasts that guard the tower. In the second phase, at around half health, the ghast starts crying, damaging anyone below it. Although this made for a very loud boss fight. I think I could go my whole life never hearing another ghast again. But now that I know what I'm meant to be doing, the fight got a little easier. Not by much though. Still, I triggered the traps correctly and finished the ur-ghast for good. However, there is no celebrating near the chests this time, as the other ghasts are still very much there, and still very angry. So now that I'm undercover, I can show off the cool trophy. This one is unique as the tendrils still move. Getting out of the tower was another challenge. Going up the platforms is hard, but there is no way down them. So obviously I did it with grace and style. Several long falls later and we're finally out of here and can sprint across the canopy home. The Dark Tower definitely lives up to its name, and I hope I never have reason to return. Back at home I used the fiery tears to create more fiery ingots, just like I did with the fiery blood. This time I made boots that I enchanted with Feather Falling 4, using the books from the tower. If the tower has taught me anything, it is that we definitely need Feather Falling, and a larger storage room as I have once again hit capacity. With that to sort, I added another trophy to the wall. We're almost there, just 3 more trophies left. We'll need to wrap up one for the next 2 as we're headed for the snowy forest.